There's one person from all of 90 Day Fiancé that is my absolute favorite. And guess what? I couldn't sleep last night because she's here today.
I made a drink up and I called it Michael because the color looks horrible. Like.
We have followed your whole love story. You traveling to Nigeria.
Drew, don't say nothing that Yourwetsock. He's just jealous because we're best friends. And I'm a big fan of your interview style, getting all close and personal with people, touching them. Why didn't you touch me like that, Drew? Was it because you were afraid of my dirty bird feathers falling off? Hey, Scotty, I'm going to drive you to that middle school later. So make sure you write a bunch of nice things about Drew in the video to get... Oh, wait, the video got taken down? Drew, why'd you take down the video? We're supposed to be besties. Hello, Socks. Welcome back to part 2 of reviewing the Dirty Bird Drew Barrymore collaboration.
We're actually about to make one of your biggest dreams come true right now.
That's right, Drew. You know that I am obsessed with reality TV, and I wanted to bring Ms. Barrymore into my world a little bit. So we're kicking off a new segment where I'm going to introduce you to some of my favorite reality stars. It's time for Ross's Reality.
Oh, please, buddy. Ross's Reality. You might want to change the name of your little segment on Drew's show to Ross is a Liability, because the only cast member that's worse than Angela Deem is Joffrey Pascal, who's spending 18 years in the slammer for beating up women. As we covered in our previous video, Ross, Drew's co-host, paraded himself as this knowledgeable reality TV specialist that has watched 90 Day Fiancé for years, which begs the question, if you are truly a fan of the show, why would you bring out one of the most hated cast members of all time? Someone that is so unmarketable that every single season more and more people sign petitions to get her removed from the show. Many fans have stopped watching the show overall because of her existence.
My husband's from Nigeria, but we might be getting divorced.
You're next in line, Diego, is what she's saying.
I realized I had reached a certain level of success when the people from TLC and Discovery Plus started sending me the episodes for my favorite show, 90 Day Fiancé, a week before, so I could watch them and know what was going to happen. I've never felt power like that in my life, and it felt good. It feels really good.
Ross has got to have the most annoying voice I've ever heard in my entire life. It's not even close. And here's a wacky idea. Let's have the co-host be the guy that glazes everybody up, regardless of whether they're a good human being or not, because in his eyes, it's all about the clout points. And let's wonder why our show is a total failure and has terrible ratings. Gee, it might have something to do with the fact that your co-host, Drew, is a complete op.
There's one cast member who I am so obsessed with. She has brought the drama, the heart, the mayhem, the mischief, and the meemaw. Take a look.
I don't give a goddamn about no money.
Calm down.
You and your goddamn money.
And last time I checked, Ross, you're a man, so why interview a woman that has made a career out of abusing a Nigerian man on and off this TV show during Men's Mental Health Month? Like, let's really think about this, right?
Basically like spooning.
Yeah. Yeah, and we got much closer than that at certain points, too.
Yeah.
I'm on my knees, I'm hugging.
Yeah, here's Chloe Bailey right here.
Yep,
Look at this one.
Yep, that's...
Yeah, you're doing... You can't sit in your chair.
No, I feel
get in there.
this magnetic pull. I
sit in
love
things.
people. I love every human being on the planet. I'm fascinated, and everyone has a story. It's so fun to literally get to be a conversationalist at work.
Drew's overall persona is that girl from Mean Girls that said something on the lines of, I wish that we could go back to how it was during our childhood days when it was all sunshine and rainbows. It's just not realistic. It comes across incredibly disingenuous to kiss someone's butt without knowing anything about them.
You always keep it real, don't you?
But it's typical LA fakeness, which is why so many people have stopped watching shows like this and are watching YouTubers or just people that give their honest thoughts.
We all need a mom. I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now.
Yeah.
But in our country, we need you to be Mamala of the country.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
I just asked really quick, Drew. I gave you a 101 on 90 Day Fiancé. Are you in?
It's so wonderful for me to hang out with someone who's like,
And the response to the fans' criticism tells us everything we need to know about your character, because what did they do, ladies and gentlemen? They deleted the interview off of YouTube and off of Instagram. You can't wipe the slate clean and just not talk about it and pretend like it didn't happen. You posted this publicly on your show.
Wellington, can I ask you, when did you get into 90 Day Fiancé?
When I met you.
Yeah. And who's our favorite?
Angela, of course.
Of course, Angela.
So much.
Oh my gosh, look at it, gets a hug.
Get a hug.
The first audience member that Ross selects to ask the Dirty Bird questions is his husband, Wellington, who, as we just saw, is also a big fan of Angela Deem. And I'm not sure if everyone knows this, but Drew recently faced backlash for continuing to put out episodes of her show during the writer's strike. So when I see this, I just think to myself, maybe you shouldn't have pissed off the writers, right? Angela proceeds to kiss Wellington on the cheek. Hopefully she remembered to brush her teeth today.
You know what's so funny? You know what his question was going to be?
Can I get a hug?
Yeah, that was going to be his question
Me too.
anyway.
But can I get a selfie instead?
Oh yeah, good idea.
Wow, what an insightful question from a fake 90 Day Fiancé fan. Not. Drew looked so bored out of her mind throughout this entire segment. She's usually wrapped around her guests like a damn octopus, but during this segment, she sat by Ross and didn't say much. Anyways, what does Ross do? Well, in typical Ross fashion, he calls on another self-proclaimed 90 Day Fiancé fan to ask a question.
Chantal, what's your question for Angela?
So I wanted to know, is there a scene or a moment from any of the shows with Michael that you regret airing?
No.
No.
Aw, look, Socks, Angela thinks she's funny. Yeah, I'm not surprised she has no regrets because her bad behavior keeps on getting rewarded. This is someone that wants fame at all costs, and it shows.
Not ripping apart his car? No, nothing like that.
Wait, you ripped apart his car? I flew over there unannounced, and I felt he was cheating.
Y'all, they cannot be serious. Ross was aware of the fact that she destroyed his car in Nigeria. Then he's also aware that she physically assaulted him there because that occurred in the same scene. Wait, that's actually hilarious. He just told on himself. No wonder why they were so quick to delete the video off of YouTube and Instagram.
And you know, at the end, when you got to the tell-all, I was right. A woman's intuition, guys, don't play with it. We know. We know.
This is so embarrassing. Ross is such a head-ass kid. Also, for the record, Angela cheated on him many times throughout their entire relationship, but since y'all sided with the abuser, you're not going to bring that up.
Because you single-handedly ripped that car apart.
Well, what y'all didn't see was it didn't take him 5 minutes to come out. It was like 30, and I said, well, mother, you're going to come out now, because I know he likes his car. And I just started tearing. Here he comes, too. I said, oh, nice to see you.
Wow, Socks, this is so tone-deaf. Ross laughing at this just shows how out of touch with reality these Hollywood elites are. It's disgusting, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
After, like, a bumper gone, the tag ripped off. Yeah. I said, welcome, because he always tells me bounty. I'm like, bounty? Hello, welcome.
Is this one of those humiliation rituals I've heard about? Because I already assumed that they would be invited to the parties. Well, maybe not Ross, but certainly Drew.
To your car.
I vandalized an ex-boyfriend's car, too.
See? Drew, it's a natural thing to do. How many of y'all wrecked a car?
No, let's not cheer for this.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, you guys, not Drew Barrymore having FOMO and then talking about her own experience vandalizing an ex-boyfriend's car. Then they proceed to try and normalize that behavior. I can't wait for their little bullshit apology video. We all know it's coming.
Wait, listen, it's better his car than his head.
Revenge, listen.
Oh no, Drew, watch out, it's a Dirty Bird. You used to be in Adam Sandler movies, for God's sakes. Look at how far you've fallen, girl. This is a woman that actually physically assaulted her husband, Michael, multiple times. She's not joking. These aren't jokes. Stop laughing. And we all already know if Angela Deem was a man that beat up a woman, Drew and Ross would never have this same kind of energy.
And I regretted it, Drew, because you know what? Who had to pay to fix it?
You did?
Angela, shut up. The money that you made on 90 Day Fiancé and all the spin-offs is half Michael's because he did half the work. I'm starting to get angry, but the next fan is actually wearing a 90 Day Fiancé themed t-shirt, so hopefully we get a question that isn't basic.
Speaking of the car vandalism, you've had lots of fights with Michael on the show, and I was wondering if you had any tips for getting over a fight.
Oh, you want tips for getting over a fight with your man from the most violent woman in 90-day history? Bet. The members of this audience are industry plants, and this show is faker than the WWE. I would rather watch paint dry.
I think that turns into good sex. Like you're both mad and you both want to make up, but you don't, and then it just happens and it's the best sex ever. You ever heard that? Like I really thought I got pregnant that night. No, I'm just kidding.